hope they don't really get this video demonetized or deleted. Our sweet angel is gone, but he's still in our heart. Why am I doing ASMR right now? Hi, I'm Lucy and welcome to my channel and to my room. Today is the 25th of June. These 2 days are the most horrible days of the year in any moonwalker's life because in this day Michael Jackson died, and most of the times I really forget that Michael is dead, and then I remember and be like, oh shit. But because in this day Michael Jackson was pronounced dead, I decided to do a video about who killed Michael Jackson. But a lot of you obviously do know that Michael Jackson wasn't dead just by his doctor and by propofol. And a lot of people do know that Michael's doctor, Conrad Murray, was actually a fall guy, and he wasn't the only one who should take the blame. I don't know if you did watch Shane Dawson's videos or any conspiracy theory videos about this subject, and all people saying that the Illuminati in fact did kill Michael Jackson. But why did they want Michael Jackson to be dead? We will get into this. Before getting into all of this, let's first read about what is the Illuminati, what is the history of the Illuminati. So the Illuminati was founded on May 1, 1776 by Adam Weishaupt. He was a professor of canon law at university in Germany. He first was a Jew who converted to Roman Catholicism and became a Jewish priest. However, he became dissatisfied with the Catholic Church and later broke away from them to form the Illuminati, who he originally called Perfectibilists or the Perfect Ones. And their aim was to create a perfect world where all women and men were equal and the Catholic Church had absolutely no say in government. He eventually adopted the name of Illuminati, which means enlightened ones, and he modeled this secret society after Freemasonry. He then used this Freemasonry cover to affiliate the Masonic lodges with the goal of placing Illuminati members into the positions of power. So this was a quick history behind the Illuminati, but we all do know the Illuminati through celebrities. We hear like, these celebrities are satanic, these are from the Illuminati. But in fact, the Illuminati isn't just about celebrities or something. They have really bigger goals. The way that the Illuminati are executing their new order entities is through the military, transnational corporations, banking, the educational system, the government and politics, religion, entertainment, the media, even technology, and millions of other stuff that we don't even know about. They do use public figures as a way to influence other people, to brainwash other people, to even distract people from the actual stuff that are happening behind the scenes, and just focus on a couple of celebrities who just broke up, instead of focusing on the real problems in the government and what is happening. And not to forget the supplemental messages through videos, through music, that are really influencing kids and even adults. And now, why Michael Jackson was dead? What are the reasons behind it? I'm not saying that these are facts. I'm not even saying that I do believe in this stuff, because there are a lot of stuff out there on the internet which may be true or may be false. But tell me in the comments if you do believe in it. Michael Jackson was the king of pop. He was the #1 star in many years. So he was the role model of millions of people, and he did in fact try to help a lot of people. And even in Jackson 5, Michael Jackson was the child star. It is alleged that Michael Jackson was initiated with the Illuminati culture in a sexual way via Joe Jackson's arranged meeting with high-powered businessmen. It is said that Michael Jackson detested these meetings and tried to escape them. J-Man Jackson has allegedly reported that after these meetings, Michael would be sick for days. He also allegedly wondered what Joseph was doing. Now, was Michael Jackson an MK Ultra slave? we will know. But first, let's know actually about what MK Ultra is. An illegal US government human research operation experimenting in the behavioral engineering of humans through the CIA's Scientific Intelligence Division. It is used to manipulate people's mental state and alter brain functions. It can include drugs, chemicals, hypnosis, sexual abuse or verbal abuse, sensory deprivation.
People controlled him. They controlled him, they did what they wanted, and it was very difficult for him to say no, no, no. They keep everybody at bay. They keep everyone away, actually. Everyone.
How did they do that?
By controlling. But by controlling him, controlling his thoughts, control what he does, not letting any, giving orders, not letting anyone through the gates, not letting anyone near security, things of that nature. And this way they have him and they control whatever he does. The phones, no phones in the house.
Sometimes I look back at the footage and I go, did I do that? Yeah. So I'm slave to the rhythm. Yeah. Okay? I think the alarm's going off in the house. I don't know why. But we're going to fix it in a minute. We're in live television, so we're going to go to break. These things happen. We'll be right back.
He was totally being controlled, completely, as to what time you go to bed, when you wake up, what you do. You guys have no idea. He was totally being controlled. If you don't do this, then we're not going to do this, and you're not going to have this. He was being controlled the entire time.
And these people kept him drugged so that he wouldn't have anything to say about it, and he couldn't even say anything about it.
It's a very, very sad story.
He was basically helpless.
Oh yeah, he was very, very, very easygoing, very meek, very soft, could never say no. And they took advantage, and they started piecing and putting people in there and just totally taking advantage of him.
Catherine Sullivan, a former Illuminati slave, states on her blog the following about Michael Jackson. She said, "I've been tracking Michael Jackson via the news for about 10 years. Oh my god, why? Why? She said, "I've been tracking Michael Jackson via the news for about 10 years now, for reasons I will not get into in a public forum. I can state that I have absolutely no doubt that he is an MK Ultra Variety slave. Possibly introduced by his father into their bizarre system of spooks, commercialized pedophilia and more. My father introduced me to organized criminal pedophilia from early childhood on." Later on, she said, "I also have no doubt that he would have been terribly abused as a child, even if he hadn't allegedly been given to others as a child to sexually serve them." Bryce Taylor, another former Illuminati slave, stated in his book Thanks for the Memories that she accompanied legendary comedian Bob Hope to a play that had a showcase for an upcoming talent show for television shows. At this particular play, she said that Michael Jackson and his brothers were to partake in that showcase. Before they were set to perform, Bryce allegedly recalls their father Joe Jackson leading them to a side room where all the boys had to drop their pants, and a big man raped each one of them in a lineup. Oh my god, what? This is just so sad, because this is still going on behind the scenes. Kids are still being raped and we can do nothing about it. This is just shocking. Now, let's talk about Sony. Michael was an aggressive businessman. After all the success he had due to his Thriller album, he had a lot of money and he wanted to invest the money in something that can actually benefit him and that he can get some huge returns from. Michael didn't want to end up broke like other artists before him, and he did ask for an advice from John Johnson, who is the owner of the Johnson Publishing Empire and the black publications Ebony and Jet magazine. Johnson advised him to invest his money in the publishing business. Paul McCartney had also a huge influence on Michael regarding his publishing. He even showed Michael a list of songs that he purchased a decade ago, and he said that he made $40 million in 1 year due to royalties of these songs. And if you do remember him doing an interview saying that Michael even looked at him and said, "Someday I will own your songs." And he said, hey, great joke. But later on he knew that Michael wasn't even joking, like he was being serious.
He was talking to me and asking my business advice. And one of the things I said to him was, think about getting into music publishing. And then he looked at me kind of, I thought he was joking, he said, "I'm going to get yours."
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I kind of thought, oh, you. But it turned out to be true. And
in fact, he went on to invest millions acquiring the rights of many artists like Elvis Presley, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, and a lot of songs. I'm not going to go and say all the songs that he purchased because that'll be a lot. He did go and purchase ATV Music Publishing for $47.5 million, bringing true his predictions to own Paul McCartney's songs. Like a badass Michael. And he wasted no time to monetize the Beatles catalog. Okay, let's not go into details to the other stuff and let's just talk about Sony right now. Sony approached Michael in 1995 with an offer to pay him $95 to merge his ATV Music Publishing with Sony's catalog, forming a 50-50 joint venture. So obviously Michael didn't refuse this offer because he didn't just get some money, but he did own 50% of a much larger company, which eventually grew to 2 million songs. Over the years, Michael was dissatisfied with them as an artist, and he felt that he was under-promoted purposely. He believed that there was a conspiracy against him, and the true aim of lack of promotion was to use financial trickery to say that his albums weren't making a profit and costing Sony money. He was supposedly in the red and actually owed Sony money for promotion and marketing. So Michael believed that this was an attempt to squeeze him financially. So Sony believed that if he went further into debt, he should sell his 50% partnership to them. Michael was accused of child molestation and he settled out of court for $20 million. And then later on he was charged with another child molestation accusation that he was found innocent from in court. So all the sponsorships, his image just like fell down. And he said it's all due to a conspiracy, and he said in an interview that my album was #1 all over the world, and America is the only place where it's not #1 because it's a conspiracy.
What has this done to your career?
What has it done to my career?
What has it done to your career?
In what way?
How has it impacted touring, record
sales? My album's #1 all over the world. All over the world. America's the only one because I don't want to say too much.
But it's not #1 in the United States.
It's conspiracy, yeah. I don't want to say too much. I'm done. I don't want to say much because I'm hurting. I'm really hurting.
The minute I started breaking the all-time record in record sales. Complete conspiracy. You have to know that.
This was all planned. It was part of a conspiracy, part of the American government, the FBI, to do an investigation for 17 years on Michael Jackson. And for what? They found nothing. And they tried and tried and tried. to bring him down, to diminish his popularity.
Michael began to speak against Sony and the head of their music division, Tommy Mottola. He even started an anti-Sony campaign which had the slogans of "Sony sucks," "Sony kills music," even recorded an anti-establishment song, "They don't really care about us."
I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same though, you know, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad, and the story is very sad in the end, because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And Sony being being the artist that I am at Sony, I generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them.
Yeah!
So I'm leaving Sony a free agent. Owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know. And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
These things are very important, but if you go to the bookstore down the corner, you won't see one black person on the cover. You'll see Elvis Presley. You'll see the Rolling Stones. But where are the real pioneers who started it?
Another viable option to him to tame his debts is to go touring, which he had not done in years. Michael received an offer from AEG to do the This Is It World Tour that allegedly netted him $132 million. That Michael Jackson saw that it was a good opportunity, so he signed the contract. While Michael was physically incapable to do all these shows, even people close to him said that he was very fragile and had some health concerns. Dr. Conrad Murray was hired by AEG to take care of Michael Jackson's health, and his salary was $150,000 a month. So this doctor really needed that money. The doctor said that he helped Michael treating his insomnia, and that Michael did beg him to give him the drugs to just be able to fall asleep. But even if he did, why would he actually accept? And he knows that it's actually illegal. He gave him the propofol on the 25th of June. He spent quite some time on his phone, not checking on Michael. He even did CPR on the bed and not calling 911, which he should have done sooner. Now let's see what the Jackson family members had to say about this.
Harris points the finger at Dr. Conrad Murray, who was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. At one point, she said her father told her, "They're gonna kill me one day." She also blames AEG Live, the promoters behind Michael's concert tour, claiming they don't treat performers right and work them to death. Paris said of her father's death, "It was a setup. it was bullshit.
Conspiracy. This is a conspiracy that we're dealing with. And a lot of people don't know that and understand it. They only know what the media feeds you, as you well know, because we believe. See, the media is the eyes and ears to the world. Whatever they feed us is what we hear.
True.
And that's what we believe. And that's what the media is doing. I want the truth.
And what do you think is the truth, though? That there are other people involved, and
Yes,
what else?
Well, Michael told me before he passed. He told me that he was afraid that he was going to die. He was going to be murdered, he said.
He thought he would be murdered?
Oh, yeah, he did. He said that to me.
They murdered my brother, and they know who they are. It's not just Dr. Murray, I promise you that. It's more people involved, and they know exactly who they are, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly what's happening and what's going on. It's more than just Dr. Murray that's involved in this.
Do you think it's murder?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I said it in the beginning, and I believe it to this day. Absolutely. Absolutely. You must remember, Michael told me repeatedly that they were going to kill him, that he was going to die.
Who did it?
There's quite a few involved. The doctor that you're looking at, the doctor that you see there, was the fall guy. That's what he was. He was the fall guy.
And so there are people in the background?
There are people in the background.
Pulling strings?
Yes, absolutely.
And is it mainly for business purposes or personal purposes?
No, strictly business.
Strictly business.
Strictly business.
It's people wanting to use Michael as a cash cow?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's horrible how sort of...
There's so much that the world doesn't know.
Yeah.
There's so much that's being covered up. There's so much that's being said. When you speak out, they divert everything.
Yeah.
And
it's also, it becomes so inhumane when there are people just in it for the profits, for the money.
Absolutely.
I mean, Michael doesn't become a person anymore. He becomes just a product type of thing.
Just a product. And that's what he was when he was alive.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing to him alive. And that's when they knew he was worth more dead than alive. And that's what happened to my brother.
Okay.
They know who they are, you know. They did really, in fact, had a lot of reasons why to kill Michael Jackson. It's because Michael Jackson was a very big influence on people. And obviously they didn't want him to go against what's planned. And the other thing is that he owned 50% of Sony. So Michael was worth a lot of money. So yeah, this is how we lost our sweet angel for some stupid controlling people that just wanted money and to control everything. So I don't know. Hope you guys are doing well this day. Hope you're not crying, because I obviously will be crying now. So tell me in the comments, what do you think about all of this, because I've been talking for like an hour now. Hope you really liked this video. If you did, please put thumbs up. Subscribe for new videos. Please click the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Hope you have a nice day and week, and goodbye.